Have you ever watched a tennis match and got lost in that beautiful trance-like rhythm, back and forth, so simple, so clean, that it starts to feel like music?
Well, I have, and it got me thinking, or at the very least, daydreaming.
Could I take a tennis match, build sensors into the rackets to track the rhythm, feed this to a DJ to mix into a song, then play this in a club for real to see if we can create a hit?
Get it? Hit. Because you hit it. I hit that at the court. Whoops.
To kick things off, I met up with Steff, a lecturer at LIPA in Liverpool. Have you seen the film Challenges?
Yeah.
Crucially, he is also an extremely accomplished musician, having performed all over the world with his band Seazoo. Oh, and did I mention he's the drummer and an expert in sound technology? Yeah, this could not be more perfect for me. And actually, one more thing, that there is me, about 10 years ago, supporting them with my band at the time. So yeah, that's right, I know a thing or two about rhythm too. We decided we could use a small pressure sensor, a piezo sensor, to attach to the bottom of the racket to measure the input. This would provide the backbone from which our tempo, or speed, could be changed later on. However, given that for the purpose of this test I was also planning to record the video and audio of tennis players, we decided that we'd save the sensor for a later live test, and for now, simply use the sound of the ball being hit to create the marker for the software. Keep it simple, stupid.
It's time consuming, but what you can do is go through the footage, and every time one of the players hits the ball, make a marker in Logic.
Yes.
And at that point, that's when the tempo is going to change. Yeah?
Yes.
Despite the giggles, I think I got it. We keep it simple for now, relieve the pressure from the DJ by manually adjusting the tempo beforehand. Match the shots in the footage. Easy. But I'm gonna need to get that footage, which will require two extremely talented, brave individuals willing to delve deep into the musical exploration we were embarking on, possibly going where no tennis players previously ventured.
What is your name?
Aimée.
Jemimah.
Okay.
Now, look, because not only do I happen to have an expert on sound technology on my doorstep, but also Wrexham happens to be home to the Wrexham Tennis Centre, one of the top indoor and outdoor tennis facilities in the UK. And that is an actual quote from the LTA, who are, well, the tennis organisation.
Did you know that this is one of the top tennis facilities in the UK?
Yes.
Yep.
All right then.
The plan for Aimée and Jemimah is simple. Play some good tennis, let me film it, and reach our #1 goal, which is
get into a good enough rhythm that we can use this rally as the backbone of our future club hit.
Now, obviously, there are quite a few layers of difficulty here, and I would love nothing more than to have these guys play live at the Wimbledon opening ceremony, with the DJ in the umpire chair live mixing, and everyone in the Royal Box raving in neon body paint. But if I get too carried away, we won't achieve anything. The focus here has to be prove that the idea can work. So chill. We prove that it works, then we get to go to Wimbledon, okay?
We're going to do 2 tests in total. First one, nice and simple, where they just rally. Second one, where we play some music, and they start off however they start, but within time, try to get in sync with the track.
Aimée and Jemimah got themselves in situ. I checked on the cameras and the microphones to record our inputs, and after a little bit of back and forth, eventually we got what we needed. A beautiful, unbroken rally. Next up, it was time to try it with some music. I prepared a simple synth and drum loop in Logic that we could use as a track. But you might be wondering, why even bother with music?
Do either of you play a musical instrument? Do you play a musical instrument?
While we've got the players here, I'm thinking, why not just collect the data? It's interesting to see if we can fit music to a piece of tennis, but what happens if we try and fit the tennis to the music? Will it sound better or worse? We'll do it, we'll try it, we'll play it in the club.
We played the track 3 times in total. One at 120 beats per minute, second time at 140 beats per minute, and the third time at 150 beats per minute. And we had a little discussion in between, and it turns out, generally speaking, what was the difficult thing about that? It's too slow. You agree? Aimée and Jemimah basically preferred the middle one. 140 beats per minute. So we decided to do the final minute with James recording the time on that one.
It was easy to keep the ball going, but quite difficult to hit the ball on the correct time of the beat because we need to hit it at a specific time. So it's hard for that bit.
I headed back to the office, slumped into analysing mode, and used the software I prepped with Steff to set a fluctuating tempo based on the rally. And this is where it gets fun, right? But in order to take that giant leap from an idea, from IRL Tetris, from dots on a screen, to gorgeous high-energy let's go music, I wanted to up the stakes a little bit. And what better way to do that than by leaning on my personal connection? Over the last couple of years, I've been working on my own electronic music project, 2080s. Specifically, I've been busy creating a live show that takes place behind a giant screen in silhouette, where I become a character in the film while I play the songs live. Now, I'm currently prepping to tour this show later this year, as well as release some of the music, and obviously it's a dream of mine to be able to hear these songs one day on a huge speaker system somewhere like a bar or club. Which means it's also a nightmare for me to imagine totally messing that up and everyone leaving because it sounds terrible. So, I think I have to do it. I chose an unreleased track called Style. It's short, simple, catchy, and crucially features a conflicting narrative inside the lyrics. A perfect match for a tennis match. You just don't get it. I pulled the final mix of the song into Logic and set about matching the beats to the tennis hits.
Very generally speaking, music you hear in a club is likely to have a 4/4 beat. That's 4 beats where the space between each beat is equal. Da 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 da. You know, something you can nod your head to.
But of course, in a tennis match, the gap between shots is never going to be perfectly equal. And that means that when I sync everything together,
it's either going to be faster or slower.
So Style would sound like this. And sometimes it would sound like this. It really cuts me up to get excited. To make a fair comparison between when the players just randomly rallied and when they were listening to the music to see if it makes it more accurate, I'll label on screen when it's random and when they were listening, so you know.
So I'm pretty sure it should look good, okay? What's giving me major anxiety here after all this time spent matching it is how it's gonna sound over that massive speaker system. This is a fluctuating tempo, okay? I don't know, and it's my own personal song, so I don't want to look like an idiot.
But I guess you will get to be the judge of that, because James has just sorted out the venue.
Years before, we'd managed to record a short film in the smoking area right here of 1 to 5 in Wrexham city centre.
We should leave.
And years later, turns out we still have the owner's phone number. So James gave him a call, told him about this ridiculous idea, and he said,
do what you want.
Do what you want. To us.
On Friday and Saturday nights, this place can get seriously packed. They're also one of the final places in Wrexham offering cheap Jaeger bombs, so that has something to do with it, I think. But they're also sound, as you can see from them letting us do this. So, you know, maybe it's that too.
If you're in a club and they play a banger, you're gonna be like, ah, yeah, fantastic, right? Okay. And if they play something that sucks, you're gonna be like, ugh. And at the very least, if you don't leave, really lower your energy. So I present to you Nightclub. Number of people that leave the dance floor. Our metric for measuring the success of this thing and whether or not the track could actually play in a club.
I'm gonna say if we remain above 50%, we're good. But if more than half the people dancing leave, we're cooked. So, if we can retain over half the people tonight, job's a good one.
So inside, DJ John has the final mix. When it gets just slightly busier, he's gonna get the signal for me to play this thing and we're just literally gonna see what happens. Remember, number of people that leave the dance floor. That's the important metric.
Or at least I thought that was the most important thing, except the bloody song wasn't playing because we couldn't transfer it. Couldn't use the USB stick, so I had to run back to the office, phone some people, find a CD burner buried at the back of some stuff, and burn a CD in the middle of the club. But finally, at about midnight, we were actually ready. It's a simple experiment. Can I take a piece of tennis and transform it into a piece of music? This is stage 1. I want to flesh things out with a live DJ at the side of the court, the input captured in real time, straight to the decks and mixed. It would be like a magic trick. And why not even take it out the court, put the tennis match in the club? Fit heart rate trackers to the players, connect the lights to change colour. Honestly, if this works, the possibilities are endless. And yeah, sure, if we were doing this at a major event, we'd have a rehearsal and the players would have an objective, choreographing their play, and it would all probably sync, but that's not what it's about. It's about that initial excitement I had years ago, that what-if moment, watching 2 people hit a ball in a park, hearing the music in my head, composing it in my dreams, and now we try it. In the club, with the cheap Jaeger bombs. Myself and James grabbed one, ready to hit the floor.
You know we've only got one shot at this, don't you?
I do indeed.
Well, I hate the words I'm saying, but I love this stupid clothes, so we need to talk about it, but you already know. I saw it in a movie, you saw it in a dream. We gotta stick together till we're clean. You got me going, but you can't get it, you just don't get it. I realised at this moment that the place that sells 99p Jaeger bombs might not be the best place for this final experiment. I can't tell if nobody's leaving the dance floor because it works, or because they're hammered. Well, I hate the words I'm saying, but I love stupid clothes, so we need to talk about it, but you already know. I saw it in a movie, you saw it in a dream. We gotta stick together to win. Still, can you believe we scored so highly? All I see is love.
Is that still on? Is it still recording? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What have I done? I think it's alright. I don't think I cracked it. Have a look. I don't see a crack. Do you see a crack on that?
No.
Ah, bullseye. Nailed it.